Hey guys, how's it going? It is Kyra here with another Diablo Immortal video, and in today's video, I'm going to get into why character swapping was the best choice I've made so far in Diablo Immortal. So for the people that have not been following my channel, I was a Barbarian from the start, and I've been playing that up until class change happened, and then I switched to Demon Hunter. As a Barbarian, it was fun, but I felt like the class doesn't really excel in anything. They're just a jack of all trades. They offer decent support, but not great. They do decent damage, but not great. And then when you combine all that with the fact that they're melee and need to be up in the fray and how punishing it is to be a melee class, they could really buff the single target damage once you actually like get onto a target, in my opinion, in this game. So being a melee, having those issues, that's why I wanted to switch. And ever since switching, I think Demon Hunter is easily one of the most fun classes to play in this game. I think a lot of people were saying that the build diversity is not really there, but I would disagree. I think there's been a lot of stuff I want to try with the Demon Hunter class, and I'll get to that in a second, but I've been having a lot of fun playing this class. I really like how just well-defined the role of a Demon Hunter is, where it's, I am here to do a ton of damage. I wanted to share a couple builds with you guys, just of what I've been using for the Demon Hunter and what I've been liking. Also, the other thing too, when it comes to class changing, there's, I think, two things you should keep in mind when swapping classes. If you're a strength class going to an intelligence class, know that you're going to lose your set items, and you're going to have to refarm all of those because you can't equip like an intelligence piece with a strength character, or a strength character can't equip intelligent pieces. So all of those would go away, and you'd just be stuck with the, you wouldn't get any of these effects here. And then the second thing is going to be, and you have to refarm all these, and this is just going to be pure RNG to be able to get all these. There's quite a few of them that are really impactful that I still don't have yet. For example, I think Murder Most is going to be incredibly good, where Vengeance down increases your critical hit chance by 12%, but causes you to lose 3% of your life every second. I didn't really care about the life loss. I just want the more critical hit chance. I think that's really good. If in team environments, you're going to have a Crusader probably, so maybe not the most impactful, but I still think it's pretty good. Then the other one, I think this is by far best in slot for the offhand, which is the Hungerer. Crossbow shot now pierces through enemies and strike additional enemies from behind. Incredible offhand piece that would definitely be something I would equip all the time, but I don't have it yet. One little trick you can do is if you're planning on class changing when the battle pass resets, just make sure you save your battle pass and don't use the guaranteed offhand legendary you get here at rank 10. So this is going to be ending in 2 days. So if you're thinking about changing classes, you'll at least be able to guarantee one offhand. And I totally would guarantee this offhand for a Demon Hunter. Also, another incredibly good legendary that I wish I had, the Stampede here. Rain of Vengeance summons waves of shadow beasts that dash forward. I think this is amazing in PvP. I would love to try it out. Hopefully I'll be able to pull it soon, but I think this is super good. And then there's another one here that I want. It's the last one I'm missing. This is the new legendary for the main hand weapon, which is multi-shot now fires all arrows in a targeted direction and can strike the same enemy multiple times. I think this would be really fun to try out too. So a few of these are the new legendaries that I haven't got a chance to try out yet, but some of them are just the classic ones that I think are really good. So look forward to doing that. The builds I've been using here so far that I've been having a lot of fun with. So the first build that I've been using a ton of is this one right here. I think this is a pretty standard build. This is just the classic. So you have multi-shot, you have Vengeance, you have Rain of Vengeance, and you have Daring Swing. I would say this is just the pretty much cookie cutter build that you can take anywhere. The damage here, you get Vengeance proc, so you can actually shoot through enemies. You get the multi-shot for the extra damage there, and you get a little bit of maneuverability. So good in dungeons, good in open world farming. The legendaries that I use for this build right here are the ones that I pulled that are the best for this build at the moment. So multi-shot damage increased by 10%. This one I'm just using Icy Path because this is the only one I really have that would affect it. This one right here in Flaming Arrow can be changed to Frost Arrow if I'm doing PvP. If you want to do a little bit more damage, you can go the Flaming Arrow. I really like this one. The multi-shot now fires Frost Arrows that damage and chill enemies. I feel like attack speed slows in this game are really powerful, but when I'm not doing PvP, I switch back to Flame Spite because this is really good as well. And then we have the Vengeance cooldown decreased by 15%. I think that's one of the best in slots here for this build. Then we have Ruinous Path for the pants, increases all damage you deal by 6% during Vengeance. Super good. And then lastly, this would be the one I talked about, but I don't have it yet to be able to do a little bit more damage through penetrating enemies. Okay, so here's a unique build that I really think is a lot of fun. Triple mortar of the sentries here. Then you get the trap where you arm it faster. It has the fire burning effect. Then you also have Rain of Vengeance here. So I think this is probably one of the highest damaging builds in the game. Then you also combine that with Vengeance. So you can have 3 mortars going at the same time. You have the 3 traps and you have Rain of Vengeance going. Cool thing about the traps though, check this out. Look how much damage this does. So what it is with the legendary right here, knife trap becomes a immolation trap, burning the ground in all nearby enemies when detonated for 4 seconds. Then the knife trap arming decreased by 85%. So normally it has like a line here that would take to go, but it just immediately goes up when you drop it down. But then look at the damage that this does. It's crazy. So this is a normal move that people use. Rain of Vengeance fires a massive volley of arrows into the air that rain down for several seconds, dealing 19,000 damage in my case scenario based on my damage. But look at how much this does right here. So normally knife trap just does 12k, which is pretty low. But when you get the fire trap, when detonated, dealing 34,000 damage over 4 seconds, I think this is one of the most like highest damaging dealing moves in the entire game. You get 3 different charges of it. So you can just go 1, 2, 3 if you wanted to, and they can run through all of those for 4 seconds. Or you kind of want to stagger them out a little bit. Then you also have the Rain of Vengeance going over on top of that. So then that means Grace of the Flagellant would be a great set for this. Also, since you have these turrets here, then this is also going to work with the summon set as well. So you can either do that. You can either go Grace of the Flagellant for the higher increase in continual damage, or you can do this one where it actually boosts the effects of your summons. I would say I would only do this one if you had Echoing Shade with it, but I think this has to be one of the highest single target damaging builds in the entire game when you combine all of these effects going off all at the same time. So a really fun build there. This is why I've been having so much fun with the switch over to Demon Hunter, is being able to use these 2 effects, be able to try out all these builds. I still have a ton more builds to go when it comes to this this class. Just this class alone, I have so much more to do. Then when I'm bored with this, I'll be able to move on to the next class. And the one I'm probably most excited about is Necromancer, with Mage being with Wizard being a close second. Monk is on there, but I'm not too excited for it. I think those are the 3 classes I'm really going to want to go all in on. Is going to be Demon Hunter, Wizard, and Necromancer. I'm going to be sticking with the Demon Hunter for a while because we have Paragon 150, which is going to be new Paragon trees, and then also the introduction of 6-piece sets. So I want to get a full rundown of this. It's going to give me time to be able to farm all the legendaries. It's going to give me time to be able to actually try all this out with the full 6-piece sets. Then after I've gotten enough of that, then I'll actually move over to Wizard or Necromancer. That's going to do it for this video. If you want to see a video talking about that concept, that it's going to be a big power spike here when we hit Paragon 150, I'll link that up right here. And with that, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.